everybody, and welcome to another episode of Screen Time Continuum. My name is Nick, and I am joined with the gentleman, as always, Keelan. How's it going, man?
Going well, as you guys can see. New background, trying to figure some things out over here, moving around. But hey, I'm doing well. Can't complain. It's getting
Good,
kind of
good.
sticky out here nowadays.
That it is. I'm already sweating, and I've just been sitting here for about 10 minutes. So, and we got Mike here. What's going on, Mike?
Man, had a doctor's appointment today, and I'm excited for my new medications.
Oh yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm about to get skinny on this new diet stuff they gave me.
Oh snap! All right,
Celebrity time.
all right. We're pulling a Jonah Hill here, huh? All right,
Absolutely.
Cool. Sounds good. Thanks so much, you guys, for tuning in tonight with us. We appreciate all of you out there, and we want to say a special thank you. We just hit 200 subscribers, gentlemen.
Hey.
So thank you all out there who have subscribed to our channel. We really, really appreciate it. It means a whole lot to us. We're just very grateful that you guys enjoy the content. And if you have any feedback, you can always leave a comment on the live or afterwards, and hit that thumbs up and subscription button. It would really help us out if you haven't already. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the Super Mario Brothers movie. This came out earlier this year, but it is now out on streaming for free on Peacock, I believe. Although Peacock's not free, but if you have Peacock, you can watch it. Let me see. Let me get the rundown here for the information. It is directed by Aaron Horvath, Michael Jelenic, and Pierre Leduc, and it's written by Matthew Fogel. And it stars Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor-Joy, Charlie Day, Jack Black, Kevin Michael Richardson, Kari Payton, and we have, let's see, there's a lot of other people who Keegan Michael Key, of course, Fred Armisen, Seth Rogen, and maybe some other familiar faces or familiar voices that you might be familiar with. And I don't know if I need to do a synopsis for this. I think you guys probably understand what Super Mario Brothers is about. But it's about the Super Mario Brothers. So a plumber named Mario travels through an underground labyrinth with his brother Luigi trying to save a captured princess. Although that's not really true. There isn't, I don't really think that he is trying to save the princess. Do you think that, Mike?
Absolutely. He's trying to save the princess because reasons.
Oh, okay. I thought he was trying to save Luigi. Did I watch the same movie? Okay.
Nah, he was trying to save. I mean, it's supposed to be saving the princess, but
right.
She's a boss babe. She don't need no saving.
That's right. That's very true. That's very true. There we go. I'm going to move you over here. Move you that way. There we go.
You know how this thing go, but
yeah.
Why did they make Luigi so soft?
Oh, that's because of Luigi's Mansion. He's so scared in that video game. I guess they went with like scared Luigi.
I didn't get that. I'm not even sure what I missed so far, but that part threw me. Like,
right.
Why is he so soft?
Uh-oh. What? I'm getting technical difficulties. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. No. We're full of technical difficulties tonight. You joined the club.
Right, on a marvelous thing to review too. I want to say this, just because I came back on hearing you guys talk about Luigi being soft in this. I'm not sure where they got that from. And even in Luigi's Mansion, conceptually he was soft, but it was Luigi's game, so it wasn't like there was a Mario to bail him out.
And that's kind of what I felt like they were trying to do, was make Luigi's Mansion as a part of Mario's adventure, in the hopes of saving the princess to a degree, but it just never happened. Not for Luigi anyway. It just never happened, and I thought that was kind of whack.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump into it, guys. First impressions, since we're already sort of hitting the ground running. Keelan, what were your first impressions? Yeah.
My first impressions, I was pleasantly pleased. I can't say surprised because it's a Super Mario movie. You expect it to be good. You expect it to be nostalgic. You expect it to be something that you want to rewind a few times or maybe even watch over. I think it actually hit those beats, at least for me. And I didn't expect it to actually be that. I expected it to disappoint me in certain aspects, and make me think, dang, I need to go back to the 1993 movie because that was bad, but it was better than this. This movie did not give me that. And I have to say a part of that could be because it was animation and the voice acting was perfect. Just amazing.
Right on. Yeah. Mike, first impressions. What did you think, man?
This movie needed John Leguizamo.
As Luigi?
Yes. No argument.
Nah,
No argument.
I enjoyed it too. I thought it was a giant ball of nostalgia. Because I was looking at all the different characters, like the background, not so much, Mario and Luigi, but I was looking at the Goombas, the Koopas, and I kept hearing Ronald in my head calling me Big Koopa. So I know you get that one.
Yeah, that's funny.
It was a buddy of mine. He used to call me King Koopa all the time.
There you go.
So I kept hearing his voice in my head saying it over and over. So for me, it was kind of like a walk down memory lane. So I enjoyed it, even though I saw some issues with the movie a little bit. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it.
Fair. Yeah. I too enjoyed it. I think this is the second time I watched it. We watched it, I think maybe a couple weeks back, but yeah, I thought it was good. I think the animation is really good. That's what struck me, I think, most intensely, is that the animation is very bright, it's colorful, it's well rendered, it looks good. So whoever the animating team for that, Universal or Illumination, I think is the studio, they did a really good job with that because it looked great. Voice acting was fun, the story is fun, it's a good family movie. Nothing too risque at all. And it's funny. It's a enjoyable movie. It's not too long, which is nice. And yeah, overall, I think it was a fun movie experience. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Where do you guys want to go with this? Because I guess we get introduced from the get-go with the Super Mario Brothers through their commercial as plumbers in New York.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to start, even before we get to Bowser and all of that. Mostly because I thought that was very cool. I feel like what they tried to do by putting us in the real world first is give us that reminder. Like, this almost felt like it picked up from when they fought in the 93 movie, after they fought King Koopa. And then they're going to start their business because they weren't plumbers per se yet in the first one. They were still working, like they were apprentices, so to speak. And it's almost like they picked up from after Koopa and just kind of trickled, okay, hey, we're back in Brooklyn, and now they found this other situation. And I like that aspect. Now, of course, they didn't do anything really, in my opinion, to hint at that, aside from putting them in Brooklyn.
Right.
But I mean, outside of putting them in Brooklyn, what else would that have rendered? Like, oh, hey, they're real people. Like, we know they're human. So to me, it was kind of more of that was one of the first nostalgic moments with them. It's like, oh, damn, they're in the real world. So we know that the people who made this is aware that there's already a Super Mario movie, and they're just making a new rendition.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. So I do think that's a great place to start, because we get all of that, and we see that they're not the most likable people in the real world. People don't like them. They know them. They're popular, but they're not likable.
Right. Yeah. Well, it looks like they quit the job from, what was his name? Spike. Yes. Spike runs a company called The Wrecking Crew. And I guess they quit the job from Spike and decide to build their own company. And the commercial that they are introduced to us by is they're both putting on the very Mario accent, the over-the-top Italian accent. And I thought that was pretty funny. And it's great too, is after the commercial ends, they're talking normally, and then there's a guy playing at the arcade, and that's the real Mario. That was the real voice of Mario. So I thought that was kind of, I think it was funny because
throwback to the original Mario that was in Donkey Kong.
Yes. and he was the voice of the real Mario. So
Yeah.
I think that was a reference to the fact that everybody was super mad that Chris Pratt was playing Mario, and how are you going to do this voice and blah 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 blah. But I think they handled that well. Yeah, I think they handled it well. I mean, the over-the-top Mario voice probably would have been grating for an hour and a half.
Yeah,
you know.
I will say the only voice actor in this entire movie that I feel like didn't have to, and I don't mean this with any disrespect, this is just my opinion. The only voice actor that didn't have to really play up their voice and do anything special is Anna Taylor-Joy. Anna Joy Taylor. I always forget how it's layered. Her name? I forget. I know her name. I just can't remember exactly how it is unless I type it in and then internet corrects.
Is that Peach?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Princess Peach.
Oh,
that's her regular voice. There is no, like, she put a little excitement in there, some energy into her voice, of course, but
that's just how I talk.
It's just how I talk. Like,
yeah.
And it's a great voice. I'm not saying she did a bad job, but for some of the other characters, I was like, wait, because it's a Super Mario movie, but way before I saw the movie, I was looking through what we've been looking for this thing about 3-4 years that we knew who was going to be in the cast and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been excited for certain characters. Like when I knew Keegan-Michael Key was in it, I'm like, ooh, who's he going to be? And it's just, you go through the list of the people in the movie and you pair them with their voices in the movie, and you're like, wow, I didn't know you had that kind of range. Like Chris Pratt honestly surprised the heck out of me. I never would have expected him to have that kind of vocal let's call it vocal range. I never expected him to have that kind of range. And mostly in his defense, I loved Chris Pratt on Park and Rec, excuse me. That's the Chris Pratt that's
our one for episode. Yeah.
At least once a week, it seems like.
Huh?
At least once a week, Parks and Rec comes up.
Yeah, has to. I'm sorry. I can start bringing up 30 Rock more if you need. But
what is that guy? What's his the comedian on that? There we go.
Yeah.
We were trying to figure that out the other day. Couldn't think of his name for nothing.
Shame on
no,
you, Michael.
we knew who he was. We both could picture him.
Yes. We couldn't get the name for some reason.
Right.
With reviewing the other movie.
Yeah.
Man, I got comments on that, but I'm gonna have to jump over there and lay those in the comment section. But yeah, I was very impressed with that. And overall, again, that's why I'm not saying that Peach did bad. I don't want to paint that picture at all. I simply would love to see the behind the scenes for all of the different voiceover acting, because
I was about to say, you mean the programmers?
Yeah, no, silly. But when they're all in the room, like, I'm wondering, is this one of those movies that people layered like individually, where there's scenes that everybody was in the room doing together? Those kind of things I think matter, and they translate differently in voice acting. So.
Oh, you mean because it builds like a chemistry between the characters, helps build the chemistry when they do scenes that are involving each other directly.
Yeah. Because some of the stuff with Mario and Peach didn't like jump off this camera, even though it's animation, but it didn't jump off the screen. But the play up of their comfortability really, to me, made it easier to get through. Made it a little funner.
Well, I guess we can start to, I don't know, go through the movie. I don't really want to do the beat by beat thing, but in the pursuit of Mario and Luigi trying to build their business, they get this contract that they ultimately end up bungling because Luigi stepped on the dog's bone and the dog wanted revenge. So they end up screwing up the entire penthouse that was their first job. And they kind of go home a little bit dejected, and they have like a really big Italian family, which I thought was kind of funny. All of them kind of look similar, and they all kind of talk the same. And I believe Sebastian Maniscalco was one of the people.
I think he plays the uncle.
Yeah, because he's always an Italian in New York. So he's like one of the last ones. So Robert De Niro's too old.
Real Italians left.
Yeah. So that was kind of cool. And then they see on the TV that there's a main water line break in Brooklyn and things are starting to flood, and they realize, oh, this is our shot. Mario is like, this is how we're going to make a name for ourselves. So they go to investigate, and they go underground to go look for the valve or whatever's broken, and they end up getting sucked into a green tube, like the classic Mario style. And we find out that these green tubes are interdimensional portals, which is, I guess we all
That's what
thought
they are in the
that's
game, ain't they?
That's true. That's true.
I mean,
Takes you to
warps.
different worlds. Yep.
Yeah.
Warp tube, which is I thought it was kind of cool seeing, all of the different kingdoms and all of that while Mario and Luigi get separated. Luigi ends up going to the Darklands. I think that's what they said.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, where Luigi's mansion is, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
In the land of the Bow Wow Wowzer.
Yes. I don't even think it's Bowser World. I think it's a different world.
No, Darklands is Bowser's world.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough.
Or no, I'm sorry. He controls Darklands. I get what you're saying, because there is, I want to say, a Bowser World where you actually, when you go to his actual castle in the game.
Yeah, it's his ship is Bowser World.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah. So Luigi gets split up from Mario, and Mario lands in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Mhm.
And the first thing that he meets is Toad, played by Keegan-Michael Key. I think he did a really good job with the voice acting on that. He actually sounds a little bit like the Toad that you hear in like the cartoons and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And Toad sort of introduces him to the world of Mushroom Kingdom, and they go to the main town where Peach's castle is. And his whole
Mushroom Kingdom.
Yes, the Mushroom Kingdom. And we go through the whole town, and it's got a lot of the the platforms. I think there was even like a kiosk with like the old tools and power-ups and stuff, and the Toads were like selling that stuff. And there was like a Nintendo cartridge that one of them was trying to buy. They're like, does this even work? And he's like, yeah, you just have to blow in it. So a little Easter egg, nostalgia Easter egg for all of the Nintendo fans out there.
Well, I mean, the whole movie is a big Nintendo Easter egg of nostalgia.
Seriously.
True.
Yeah. I do like what they did with the music. When you enter Mushroom Kingdom, you get like the classic Mario music, but it's not like 8-bit music. It's more like orchestral, which is kind of cool. And they interweave a lot of the iconic music into this movie too, which is cool.
Pop rock,
but also like the iconic music from the game.
Right.
I think like Bowser when
Bowser's playing on the piano.
Yeah. With his little minion. That was good.
I just want to say I did not expect him to actually sing the Peaches song in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Even no matter how short lived, I did not expect him to actually sing that in this movie.
Yeah.
I
So Mario gets escorted up to Peach's castle after going through a whole bunch of the platforms and the floating bricks and the tubes, giving you sort of like a in universe reason for why all of these things are in the video game, because that's how the Toads build their town. And he meets the princess after a pretty funny gag where the guards of the castle doors tell Mario that your princess is in another castle. I thought that was great because
I like that
every
they made
time.
the Toads funny.
Yes. But it's definitely a callback to the original Mario. Anytime
I got a kick out of that too.
Went back, anytime you beat Bowser or made it to the princess's castle, it was always like the princess is in another castle. So that was cool. I like that they kind of added that as the lore to the Toads. They're always just kind of screwing with people, which is fun. And so we get to meet Anya Taylor-Joy's character, which is Princess Peach, and she is preparing for the imminent invasion of Bowser and the Koopa Kingdom, which is just a giant floating island that basically invades like a mothership. And
I like the way you said that, though.
yeah,
It's like because it does. Like
it does. Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely does. And their plan in Mushroom Kingdom is they want to make an alliance with the Kong Kingdom, and in order to use their army to fight back King Koopa. But Mario and Peach cross paths, and they have this little exchange. Like Mario wants her to help him find Luigi, and she needs help with talking to Kong Kingdom. So they do this montage of training for Mario, where he's got to do all of the, run the obstacle course, if you will.
The training facility. I thought it was
Yes.
interesting. I was curious if that was a real level. That level was created just for this movie.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I thought that was pretty dope, which means I'm sure it's going to be a bonus stage in one of the new games.
Probably. It looks kind of tough, though, to be
does.
honest.
Extremely tough.
Yeah.
But I think, and to me, that's kind of the thing, though. We know that there are certain levels in Mario games across the board. Let's just say Mario World, that are damn near unbeatable.
Yes, there are some that like you really like. Yes, absolutely. I think the floating kingdom levels are always the hardest. The ones with the platforms that fall off and fall out of the sky. I hate those, man. I hate those. So Mario is trying to learn how to do these obstacles in the training course, and he learns about power-ups. And of course, the first power-up he gets is mushrooms, and Mario hates mushrooms, we find out. He is not a fan of mushrooms.
That didn't make sense, but it was a good.
This is funny. Yeah.
Love mushrooms.
Right.
I'm like, wait, the Italian Mario doesn't like mushrooms.
Right.
Doesn't care for him.
Not even on his pizza.
Mm-mm.
Right. And I went down a whole different rabbit hole that I'm not even going to bring to the live right now. But the Italian plumber who lives in an all-Italian home doesn't like mushrooms.
In his defense, I hate greens.
Yeah.
That's all I have. That's my only comment to that. That was my whole comment.
But the mushroom gives him the sort of extra life power up, not the extra life, but like the larger size, which allows him to navigate the blocks and all of that stuff, which he does to a montage of I Need a Hero.
Yeah.
And you gotta love Universal because they can use all of their catalog of music without any problem.
Right.
That's true.
There's a ton of hits in this.
That's true.
He eats the mushroom. He gets 6 feet tall. He gets him a 6-pack. And he's perfect for Peach.
I don't know if he gets a 6-pack, but yeah.
Well,
yeah, he could definitely he definitely sucks in his stomach a little bit more because he's kind of got a pot belly. So,
hey, he's a plumber. What do you want from me?
Yeah, and
hey, that's not a. It's a 6-pack under a muscular stomach. That's all.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
It's a little beer. That's all.
Yeah, my stepdad used to say, "I don't need a 6-pack. I got a keg." And that thing was like a boulder too. It wasn't like he was fat. He just had a round abdomen.
Solid stomach.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Built like a barrel. So Mario isn't able to complete the obstacle course. He gets really close, and I guess close is good enough for Peach because they sort of end it after that.
I ain't like that.
Of course, Peach is excellent at it, and she got it on the first try. So
of course,
yeah, of course,
that just makes sense.
It does make sense. I'm not going to question it.
No. Nor should we talk about it any further.
Nope. Yeah, I agree. Let's move on. So they decide to embark out towards Kong Kingdom together because Mario has proved himself enough for Peach to be a companion to her. And of course, Toad decides to come as well because he fears nothing. And he's the bravest Toad in all of Mushroom Kingdom.
I think this Toad is a real one.
Yep.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is Chris Pratt always Chris Pratt in everything Chris Pratt does?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Like Adam Sandler is always Adam Sandler, and no matter what movies he's in.
I would not say as bad as Adam Sandler, and I'm not saying it's bad when Adam Sandler does it because they're enjoyable. But yes, it's
Okay.
And Ryan Reynolds.
yeah.
Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds and everything.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
it's something that I've figured out. Some actors are hired to be themselves on camera and do it in different ways.
Like Will Ferrell.
Like Will Ferrell.
Mhm.
Some actors, like most of the other ones, and we don't have to name names. I didn't even expect to name that name. They are method actors. That's the whole statement.
Mhm.
Because I was just thinking, like with Will Ferrell, like John C. Riley, he plays a whole range of different people. He's not
Right.
always himself.
Character.
Right.
He can, and he
He is a
does serious
character.
roles too from time to time.
Yeah, he's in Gangs in New York.
Yeah.
Boogie
Yeah.
Nights.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. Matter of fact, let's just use them, Will Ferrell and John C. Riley. That's exactly the point. Some people are Will Ferrell, some people are John C. Riley. And most people who know John C. Riley's work don't even know his serious work. And then when they find out he has serious work, they're like, wait, the goofy guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like John C. Riley,
Yeah,
especially
he's
his
good.
Adult Swim stuff.
Right.
So Peach and Toad and Mario set out to Kong Kingdom, or the Jungle Kingdom, right?
Jungle Kingdom 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Jungle Kingdom. And they arrive and knock on the giant door, and there's a monkey in a
Blazer.
sports coat
Right.
as the bouncer. They asked to come in, and he's like, fine, come with me. And then Take On Me is the song that plays.
It should have been Funky Ride, but whatever. I guess that's more family friendly.
That's true, because we find that that the Jungle Kingdom is seemingly where the Mario Kart stuff comes from, and they also have like the Diddy Kong stuff, because I think Mario was Diddy Kong the first Mario Kart?
I don't know if he was in the first Mario Kart.
First, I think, appeared in Donkey Kong 2, if I remember correctly.
He was in Donkey Kong Country too.
Was it Donkey Kong Country is when he popped up?
I was thinking that because Diddy Kong, there's a Diddy Kong game, and he can fly like a paraglider, and it's attached to like a go-kart. And I'm wondering if that was like the first instance of the Mario Kart stuff.
I don't know if he started in 1 or 2. I don't remember.
Donkey Kong Country. So I think that was
the first one.
The first
Super
one does
Nintendo?
Donkey Kong on the arcade.
No,
Right.
I think Donkey Kong Country was the third one. I think it was Donkey Kong 2, then Donkey Kong Country, then Donkey Kong 3.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
There's a lot of Donkey Kongs.
I
There's a
just
lot.
beat them all. I don't remember all the details.
Look, you gotta remember, Donkey Kong had Crash Bandicoot to compete with.
That's true. It did.
What is that?
Crash Bandicoot?
No, I'm just kidding.
PlayStation.
I didn't play that. I wasn't into the Crash.
PlayStation. That's what. That's it.
Right.
That game was so effing tedious, dude. Oh my god.
Mhm.
I remember playing that game. So
They
tedious.
say the new one is even harder.
You know why it was tedious? Because there was always those nitro boxes, and Crash Bandicoot's jump barely went over the nitro boxes, and if you missed by like a fraction of a second, his leg would hit the nitro box and he'd blow up.
Right. Well,
So
something
annoying.
else, just while we're still talking about it, the jump itself, way too
Sucked. It took too long to jump.
much.
Yeah.
He had to charge up like a human.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There was always a delay when you press the
Damn
jump
realism.
button. I know. Mario and Princess Peach and Toad, they go to Cranky Kong, who is the king of the Jungle Kingdom, and who's played by Fred Armisen, which is fun. And they ask him for his army, and he's like, "Why should I do that?" And the whole thing is, well, if Bowser comes to Mushroom Kingdom, Jungle Kingdom will be next.
Right.
And he says, "Fine, I'll give you my army, but you have to. But Mario has to beat my son in combat." And this is where we get the introduction of Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Best part of the
Donkey
movie
Kong
is
goes
when
wild.
Donkey Kong dismantles Mario. Just dismantles him.
He really
Especially if it's
does.
animation, or else.
Well, yeah, it would have been
Man.
over real quick, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
Donkey
I
Kong is
just want to
Seth
say it again.
Rogen, right?
I still thought that was just cool, just so I have to say it again. Donkey Kong said, I'm going to go Donkey Kong on you.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
He did.
I don't know if it's because he spoke in third person, but I just felt like that was cool.
Well, probably because he couldn't say ape shit.
Right.
Fair.
Yeah.
Very fair.
I think he
Yeah,
even
okay.
said it's on at some point too.
Yeah, it's on
It's
like
on like Donkey Kong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's this giant coliseum where everybody in Jungle Kingdom is waiting for Mario and Donkey Kong to have a fight. And of course, it's a platforming type of thing where it's very precarious. And Donkey Kong handily beats the hell out of Mario for a few minutes until Mario remembers that there are power-ups in this. For which he takes the first power up, and it's a reverse mushroom.
mini mushroom.
And he didn't realize that, so he turns into a very small Mario.
I mean, why would he know about that?
Yeah,
He
know.
would-
No one told
Yeah.
him.
Right.
So I have a
wouldn't be like-
question.
yeah.
Is there a cat suit Mario? Because I don't recall that one being in any Marios that I've ever played. I haven't played Marios in a long time. Because I remember a Tanuki suit.
Yeah,
And I remember
Tanuki
the
is only
raccoon
one I
suit.
remember. Well, Tanuki is the raccoon suit, isn't it?
No.
No, because the raccoon suit lets you fly. It
The
was
Tanuki
ears
suit
and a
lets you
tail.
fly.
It lets you fly, and then the Tanuki suit lets you turn into a stone statue.
Oh, that's
Oh.
right. That's right. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought it let you
the
climb. I
raccoon
forgot.
suit was in Mario 3. Super Mario 3.
Yes.
Yeah, all the suits were.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
'Cause there was a frog suit.
Never unlocked it.
there was a frog suit,
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
Have you
but I
guys
don't
played-
recall ever
probably
seeing
be
a
cool.
cat suit.
I don't either. Have you played Mario Odyssey?
No, I don't even know what
That's
that
fun.
is.
It's like the last Mario game on the Switch. It's pretty fun.
Oh.
They have a lot of throwbacks to those suits and stuff. So yeah, I don't remember where the cat suit's from, but it's got to be from one of these Mario games, I would assume.
Right.
And Mario thinks that it's kind of a hindrance at the moment. And then he realizes, oh, well, I'm a cat, so I have faster reflexes.
Hmm.
And he starts to give Donkey Kong a little bit of trouble.
Give him the
And-
cat spray.
Get a little cat scratches.
Yeah.
And not cat spray.
Right.
Oh wait, I forgot cats do spray. I'm sorry.
Yes,
They
yeah.
do.
Mhm.
I actually was not thinking about that in this. I'm gonna put myself on mute for a minute.
That's all right.
Yeah.
You're good. And so Mario is able to best Donkey Kong finally, which guarantees that the Jungle Kingdom will go to battle with the Mushroom Kingdom to fight Bowser. But first, they need to get their carts ready. And so there's a very clear reference to Mario Kart in this, which is kind of cool.
Yes, I thought that was
Yeah.
cool because I don't think I've ever created my own Mario Kart. So to see them be able to create their own Mario Kart and then to all actually create the exact version of their exact vehicle on the game, I thought that was
Mhm. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the only thing I thought was really missing was a little bit more Yoshi, because they only briefly show them.
Once. Yeah. They're just like a pack of Yoshis in the jungle. Yeah.
Right. And I was like, man, Yoshi was integral. There should be
Yes.
more Yoshi
But
in this.
how. Well, I'll comment on the Yoshi.
Oh,
thing
maybe
later.
for Mario too. Maybe for the next
That's what
one.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Pay me for the suggestion.
Yeah.
So they get their carts ready via like in the way that you build your Mario Kart in the game is how they do it as well. And they all ride out of the Jungle Kingdom and they end up on Rainbow Road, right?
Yeah.
Straight to Rainbow Road.
Mm-hmm.
Like they exit the and I think because Rainbow Road is that passage similar to it like in the Avenger or in the MCU. The Rainbow
Bridge.
is the doorway,
Mhm.
so to speak.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The threshold between worlds, I guess, the
Mhm.
highway between worlds, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Which is kind of fun, the Rainbow Road, and there's a little bit of Easter eggs about jumping off the track onto the other part of the track that Mario does. But Bowser and his crew are sort of in this like chase with them. There's a big sort of Mario Kart chase. And there was a spiked turtle shell, right?
There was a spiked turtle shell that Mario used when he blew up one of the vehicles that were ambushing them, because they did get ambushed. But at the fruition of the ambush on Rainbow Road, you get the blue, I guess what we call that, a blue dynamite shell. I don't remember seeing an exploding blue shell, or maybe I do.
Yeah, I thought that was the blue spike shell with the wings.
I checked out a Mario Kart like
you're right.
after the second one, maybe first or second one.
You might be right, Nick. I think
it was the blue spike shell. Yeah.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, on the Rainbow Road, Bowser waylays the entire Jungle Kingdom, and they kind of get separated from Mario, right?
Yep.
Did they even make it?
Mario and Donkey Kong
together,
yeah,
right?
They get knocked into the ocean.
Yes.
And Princess Peach gets captured.
They become Jonah.
She gets back to the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, she goes back to the Mushroom Kingdom. Donkey Kong and Mario become Jonah and the whale.
Yeah, that's true.
All the way until the whale swallows a rocket.
All right. Okay, so what happens after this? I'm getting a little fuzzy here.
So there's one thing we kind of skipped over, but this is probably one of the better times to mention it. The entire time all of this has been going on, Mario, of course, is looking for his brother Luigi, who's been captured out of the Darklands and now is a prisoner of Bowser, sitting above lava, waiting to be murdered.
Yes, with the best character in the entire movie, which is Luma Lee. Yeah, Luma Lee is her name. Yeah, the blue flame is hilarious.
Wait, is Luma Lee from Mario?
Yeah, it's from I think it's from Luigi's Mansion, but it's yeah. Maybe, I think. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, Luma Lee is the little blue star that
I could almost remember seeing that character in, and I feel like I'm cutting you off. I apologize.
No.
But I feel like I remember that character in the game. And if I remember correctly, she just or they just walk towards you, and if you touch it, it explodes.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I think they come from Mario Galaxy, maybe.
Yeah, they play Mario Galaxy, so
yeah. There's a character in Smash, and she uses the Lumas as weapons. So I forget where it comes from exactly, but yes, Luigi is being captured by Bowser. Bowser's on his way to the Mushroom Kingdom because he has the superstar, and he wants to propose to Princess Peach because he's not about destruction. He's just in
right. Because that makes sense. You kill all the things that she loves the most, and then you ask to marry her. That's what we used to do in kindergarten. Yeah. Right. That's what we did in kindergarten. I hate you. Will you marry me? Check this box.
Yeah, Bowser's tried to marry Peach a few times, so it makes sense.
And everybody is confused as to why.
Right. Yes, but he's just super in love with her, and
Well, what if she says no?
Then I'll take the star and I'll bury it. I forgot what he said.
And then he'll destroy the entire kingdom.
Yeah, well, he burned the Koopa and turned him into a skeleton Koopa.
Right. Yep. And so Donkey Kong and Mario get separated from the main group. Peach goes back to Mushroom Kingdom. What happens to Donkey Kong and Mario?
They get swallowed by the whale.
And then they escape on a rocket.
Okay, Gotcha. And do they go to the Mushroom Kingdom, or they end up in the real world?
They end up Mushroom Kingdom.
Go to the Mushroom Kingdom. By the time they get out, the wedding is already set,
but that's in the Mushroom Kingdom.
No,
isn't it?
Well, yeah. Sorry, actually, he's right. That is in the Mushroom Kingdom because they're on the floating fortress. Over.
Oh yeah. Right.
So when they get out, they end up going into the Mushroom Kingdom and just kind of fighting their way in through the Koopa Troopas and all the other stuff, getting all the power-ups to get up there.
Right.
And that's when we also see that Peach never intended on marrying that dude. She was just setting him up to let his guard down.
Of course.
Right.
Of course. She doesn't like him. Although I do feel bad for Koopa.
Right, because he's an alpha male with all the money and the power, and
You mean
he
Bowser?
still can't get the
Bowser,
girl.
Yeah, King Koopa. Yeah.
I'm not saying. I'm not gonna say it, but is that what you're saying?
What's that?
He's so
That he's an
alpha.
Oh, right. Yeah. As he's singing ballads to Princess Peach in the sky.
You're so
Right.
cool.
You're so cool. That's silly. But they're able to thwart the wedding, right? And then how did they make it into the real world? I keep like blanking.
So as after Bowser's been frozen, and they're having their little mini fight, when he starts to finally melt himself because his anger is boiling to where his head now,
because he can see Mario talking to Peach.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. When he gets his head free, I think he said Bill.
He ordered Bill the Babam, Bill the Babam or whatever,
to
fire.
Bill or Bill? I forget what his name is.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there you go.
To destroy the Mushroom Kingdom, though.
Yeah. No bombs in this.
Huh?
No bombs in this.
Nope, no bombs.
Nope.
Interesting.
My bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, you would think that there would be
one.
Oh, really?
The one.
The king.
Yeah, the king.
Oh, the King Babam. Okay, yeah.
And
he has Bullet Bill to fire and destroy Mushroom Kingdom.
Right. How does that get them to the real world?
Well, he tricks it.
Suit, so he smacks it in the eye. It gets mad and it chases him, which I thought was really funny and clever.
Yeah, because that's how you turn them in the game. You have to hit them with your tail. That's how you turn them in the game. Yeah. I'll be right back. I just got changed my battery real quick.
Go for it.
All right.
Sure.
But yeah, so that to me was one of the cooler things because I like Bullet Bill. That's always been one of my favorite moments. Even though usually when Bullet Bill is on camera or on screen, I'm losing.
For me, I have no favorite enemy because I hate them all.
Fair.
I wanted to kill Koopas and turn them into soup.
That's fair. I always thought that Bullet Bill was cool because what other game has a bullet that's alive? Dante's Inferno, maybe?
You mean Devil May Cry?
That one. My bad. I always forget they're two separate things, honestly.
Yes, they are. But I think Devil May Cry might have been inspired, and that's why they used Dante as a name.
Fair enough.
To be fair. But I was thinking, Who Framed Roger Rabbit is the only living bullets I can think of.
Ah, you're right. I forgot about those.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Shout out Roger Rabbit.
Man, that's a throwback right
there. But so the bullet is lured by Mario into one of the warp tunnels. It goes in, explodes, and it sucks everybody into the real world.
Right, right. Yep, and they're in Brooklyn, of course.
Now, before we
worst place to go.
Brooklyn, back in Brooklyn. But before we get too deep into Brooklyn, we have to mention that Peach doesn't know where she's from. And when we see when she arrives in the Mushroom Kingdom, she's a toddler sucking on a pacifier, and she can walk. So she's about 3.
Oh yeah, I don't know. They don't really tell us.
Child that got sucked down a boom tube, bro.
I think she's from New Donk City.
Not a boom tube.
Oh, you think she's a part of evolution?
I think she's from New Donk City. So in Mario Odyssey, there's this. It's like New York City, but it's like it's called New Donk City, and all of the characters kind of look weird, like Princess Peach does. Like Mario looks like a cartoon character, but Princess Peach looks more human.
Is that where Daisy's from too?
Maybe, yeah.
Probably.
I would have been nice to see her too.
Right? Oh, you got to wait until the next one.
Conflating stories, bro.
Only Mario gets a girlfriend. I mean, what's up with that?
Is it? Could you even call them a couple at the end of this?
There's no part in this where they become a couple, bro. They are the best of friends. He definitely got friend zoned. I'm not.
Oh yeah. She says off the jump, you're a little short, and like.
Right. That's why when he eats the mushroom, he gets the 6 foot. He gets the 6 pack.
Yes.
He was okay with that.
Yep.
She goes, and you can jump. And I was like, why she say it like that?
Right. What you mean he couldn't jump before?
Y'all know Italians can't jump. Come on.
Oh.
I think Nick understood what I was trying to say there without me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we meet Cranky Kong, Donkey Kong. We get through the ambush.
We're in Brooklyn. We're in the Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, that was Brooklyn. Yeah. I forget we met the Flame. I want to say Blue Flame or Lumily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dark.
Might have been one of the best.
Very dark.
Super dark, but it's like, is she wrong though?
No, she's not wrong, and she's in that prison for no reason because she's constantly moving out of the cage whenever she wants. So she's just there for the hell of it.
In a crazy world, it's the same that are called crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
damn.
Who hurt you?
Mm-hmm.
For real, who hurt you? And I think it was Bowser.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, they have this big battle in Brooklyn, and that sort of culminates with Luigi finally grows a pair and helps save his brother.
Right.
After he's basically been hiding this whole time. While they're in Brooklyn, he hides in like a trash can.
Right.
And Mario gets his ass kicked for a little bit. And then finally,
again,
yeah, Luigi at the 11th hour, right as Bowser's gonna flame Mario, jumps in to save Mario, which is, nice.
And doesn't burn his fingers or his face at all.
And listen,
on the molten hot manhole cover.
Right.
Manhole cover, thank you. Was definitely getting hot, and there was no.
It was glowing. Yeah. What are those gloves made of? Yeah.
Make sure your plumber wears white gloves.
Right, you gotta have a thing. So Luigi and Mario have their line together. Everything's gonna be okay as long as we're together, and that's when Luigi lets go of the manhole cover. They fly towards the superstar and both grab it at the same time, and now they have become exactly invincible. I thought that was pretty dope though when Bowser goes to kick them and they just don't move at all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like the energy just like rips the ground behind them. I thought that was pretty cool. So now they're super OP and they take on Bowser and his army quite handily.
They dirt. I'm not gonna say that because I want to keep this clean because it is a Mario.
Yes.
They definitely did him pretty shady. Shiesty even. But I will say this. Even Bowser can knock the star out of you.
That's true. Yeah. You would think that they would have, but they got to wrap this movie up.
Yeah, they had to wrap it up. I think they could have gave us another 15 minutes though, if I'm being honest, of just play that up a little more.
I'm surprised the finishing move wasn't the spinning Bowser by the tail.
Ooh, that should have been.
And that's like every time Mario does that. But yeah, they basically go Super Saiyan and then beat Bowser into oblivion. And
you said Super Saiyan, I had to drop out.
And they did go Super Saiyan.
I thought the same thing. Initially, when I was watching, I was like, Super Saiyan Mario.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that was God level, though, because they were kind of blue and red.
They were super OP, that's for sure. They hit Bowser so hard it creates a ripple in the fabric of reality, and the battle is over.
The Peach force feeds him a mushroom.
Right.
It makes him shrink.
Yes.
Because Anaconda malt liquor. No,
so Bowser's defeated, and we see that Mario and Luigi are still plumbers, but now they live in the Mushroom Kingdom. And I guess I assume that they go to work in the real world because they jump into a warp tube.
I guess they still go do plumbing work, but if anything needs to be saved or done, this is where they live now. I'm trying to figure out why did they move down there if they still gonna go to work. Well, no, never mind. I know why. They got out of their parents' house.
I was about to say somebody got to take care of their parents.
Right. And maybe they're working on the warp tunnels too. Maybe being a plumber gives you the ability to do something with those. I don't know.
They can work on the pipes.
They can work on the pipes. Yes, absolutely. And that's where it ends. Oh, not without
No, that's
Luma
not where it
Lee
ends.
at the end. Yes.
Yeah.
Luma Lee.
Yoshi. They didn't have an Easter egg. They had a Yoshi egg.
Right.
I
That's
caught
true.
that. They not slick. I see what they did there.
Mhm. And then Luma Lee gives us a little bit of pick me up at the end, saying it's the end, it's over. There's nothing now for you except for the inky black void, something
Right.
like that. And then
Some dark.
Then she says, "Doesn't that make you want to play the saxophone?"
Right.
What a demented character,
And worth it.
yeah, very worth it. It's funny, definitely. But yeah, that's the movie. So,
Yeah. Solid movie.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
So,
Pretty fun.
do you want to talk about what you were telling us earlier about the article you read?
Who, me?
Or does that not apply to this specifically?
You know.
Okay.
That doesn't apply to this one. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, some things do, but nah.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
I feel like it's more speculation, you know.
Final thoughts, verdicts. What do you want to do?
Enjoyable.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, I liked it. Towards what Mike is saying in generalities, I heard a lot of things and saw a lot of things about this movie leading in. I don't know what the heck they were talking about, but maybe
people like to complain even when there's nothing to complain about.
Yeah. So something I thought of is maybe I'm not susceptible to some of the things that I had heard about because I didn't catch it. But outside of those kind of things, I really enjoyed this movie. I've realized that there are movies like this when they have such a big platform. You kind of, and I've said this time and time again about different things. You kind of got to stay away from the criticism before you watch it.
That's why I said what I said.
Right. I don't always feel that way, but this definitely falls into the ballpark. Don't let somebody else ruin it before you take a look at it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, let's do the verdicts, guys. I go first. Let's see. I'm going to give this. I think I'm going to give this a 7. I enjoyed it. I think it was a good movie. I think it's fun. I think it's a good family flick. The animation is very pretty. Again, kudos to the animators because I think they did a fantastic job. The music is fun. Not just the sort of like Universal owned proprietary music, but also the music that they redo from the video game is fun. I think the voice acting is good. I think it's, relatively funny. It's not as funny as something like the Lego movie, but it's still funny.
Right.
So yeah, a 7. I enjoyed this.
How was the lighting?
The lighting was good. Everything was bright and vibrant. I didn't have to worry about. Exactly.
Just checking.
There
Make
were
sure
no
that
dark
you can see
scenes.
all the dragons.
Sometimes we gotta check.
Yep.
I'll go next. I agree. This movie was pretty good. Almost great even. Nothing to dislike. Everything that is likable about this movie is honest. I think that's the best thing. Is you don't get a lot of fakeness. Like what I mean by that, it's an animation. But what I mean by that is I don't see a lot of. I did not feel like there was a lot of raw, last minute editing, which I feel like we get a lot in some movies. To Nick's comment about the graphics with the animation, I felt like I was every time they got into like the action scenes, I felt like I was playing VR, and that is a step up considering I didn't even watch this in like ultra high def or anything. I want to say I watched it in 720, but it almost wowed me by how good the animation was. I already commented on voice acting. People who don't get enough credit, casting directors. Whoever picked the people to do each of these voices deserves some credit. The person who layered the music for this deserves some credit. The person who went to bat and lobby to even get the clearance to make this movie deserves some credit. Because if we're being honest, not everybody could have done this. And the average creator, the average director would have screwed this up.
Yeah. And best of all, no whiff of modern social commentary at all.
Small whiffs,
Really?
but
I mean,
nothing we're talking
very,
about.
very small, very
Yes.
Tolerable amounts.
Yes.
Look,
The kind that's tolerable.
right, the kind
Yeah.
of time things like pain is the best teacher. Nobody has a problem with that being in a movie.
No.
No.
You know,
Is that a
so
thing?
little things like that. With that being said, I actually have so much more I want to say about this movie, but I don't even want, like, I feel like I'm going to have us sit here for another 30 minutes and just talk about everything we've already said again. That is usually the sign of a good movie, honestly. With that, I also give this a 7.
For sure.
Fair enough.
Sounds good. Mike?
I'll start off and just say I gave it a 6 because that was my fair assessment.
Mhm.
I'm not just, gonna go along with you guys on that. I enjoyed everything about this movie the same way you guys did. I didn't really have any issues with it, except it's just story wise, it just was kind of shallow for me. Luigi
Mhm.
being so weak, I didn't care for that. Peach being so strong, I'm used to that, so that's not an issue for me either. Mario being the kind of a bumbling, not buffoon, but that stereotypical male character now, I can even live with that. Great it was not to me, but good. And that's all I really need is I need it to be good because we've had so much bad to just
A lot.
terrible. Good seems spectacular at this
Yeah,
point.
very
Wait till we see the
true.
Street Sharks live action or the One Piece live action.
You know what? I saw the trailer for the live action One Piece, and I've never watched a single episode of One Piece, and I was just like, here we go.
He's like,
Here
I'm
we go.
watching and it looks bad.
Because it seems like a lot of animes now are getting live action. Like they got Zom 100 has a live action, and Zom 100 just started, and they've already got a live action version
Are
of
they
it
even
out
past
now.
season 3 yet?
They're not even past season 1.
I thought they were in season 2 already. Okay, never mind.
No,
We'll talk
it
deeper
just
about that
started. Okay.
I have a lot of questions because I did not know that. That just
Yeah. It's on Netflix already.
I'll put it this way for the listeners and the watchers and the viewers, excuse me. That show is so new. It's on my list, but I have no urge to watch it because I have so many other things in front of it, as well as things that I need to watch for this show.
I'm up to date on the anime.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now the manga might be so far. Now the manga's probably somewhere in like season 3 or 4, something like that.
Okay.
But I don't read the manga. But the anime is just like episode 4. I think 5 is coming out like in the next day or so.
Wow.
So that's where that's at. And then there's a live action version, just like as long as as long as these live actions are better than Death Note, I think we'll be okay.
Would you take a live action version of this?
We have
Mario, John Leguizamo. What do you mean?
Okay, without a
Right.
6-year-old John Leguizamo, would you be willing to watch a live action version of this?
We are watching. We have watched it. It's the.
I mean, yeah, but no, that's what I'm saying. Like a 2023, or say a 2026 version.
No, remake the old one.
Right.
I've said it on this channel a million times. I love the 90s version, which is why
I need digital brown shirts. I need digital brown shirt Koopas and Goombas with a John Leguizamo starring it up. That's what I need for that.
Mm-hmm.
So bad that it's good.
So bad that it's good.
All right. Well, that brings us to a 20, and divided by 3 is a 6.6666. Mark of the Beast confirmed. That's on you. That's on you, Mike. I'm kidding. Yeah. So it's good. Not a bad movie.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys have anything else you wanted to mention about it before we wrap this up?
I was going to change my rating so that we don't have that issue.
That's okay.
But no,
we'll just call it a 6.6.
I am 1,000% going to be watching this again, just because why not?
Sure.
Right on.
Yep. All right. Cool, guys. Well, we're going to wrap it up here, everybody. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. Let us know what you thought about Mario Brothers. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let us know. We would love to hear from you. Thank you for tuning in for with us tonight. We really appreciate it. Please give us a thumbs up and a subscription. It would really help us out. We're trying to build out that audience, 200 subscribers strong. Thank you so much, you guys. We really appreciate it. It means a whole lot to us. So thank you. And we're here every Wednesday and Sunday around 8:30 p.m. So stay tuned for that. Next Wednesday, or Sunday, whatever the hell day it is. I think it'll be Keelan's choice for Sunday. So stay tuned for that, 8:30 p.m. We will be back. And if you want to check out the catalog of podcasts that we have, you can check this out right here. We have an archive of a whole bunch of episodes on each of these channels. If Numbers Could Talk, Screen Time Continuum, of course, you're watching that right now, Wednesdays and Sundays at 8:30 p.m. Go check out Twitch at king_of_Ilion. That's Mike. He is regularly streaming on Twitch, so please go give him a thumbs up and a follow. Hit that notification as well so that you know when he goes live. And you can go check out Dijon at Strawberries and Coffee, also on Twitch. Exofathom also has many episodes, probably about 150 or so, something like that. And also go check out This Married Moment. I think we will be back on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Anything else, guys?
No, stay safe. Tune in to the next episode and make sure you tell the people that you love them, because you got to spread that information.
Especially here in LA, because it sounds like a war zone almost every other night now.
True. Something weird's going on, that's for sure. All right, guys. Thank you so much. It's the aliens. Thanks for tuning in with us tonight. And for Screen Time Continuum, I am Nick.
I am Keelan.
And I'm Mike.
Good night.
Deuces.
Peaches.